So, once again, this is going to be for Allie. Today in class, we went through this worksheet, which is just reviewing what we'd learned about medians and altitudes. And I want to go through the answers with you and explain why everything is what it is. So, on the first three, it tells us we have a centroid, which it means that we have medians that are intersecting. And more important, it means that the medians are divided into two thirds, one third. That the big part by the angle is always twice as big as the little part. So, like on number one, it tells you that CW from the left side to the bottom right, that whole side is 15. They're asking you how big the two parts of it are. And again, they're not going to be equal, but the big part will be twice as big as the small. That's why the bigger part, CX, is going to be 10, and the little part has to be 5. When you go to number 2, they give us BX, which is the big part of another median. And you're supposed to find the little part and the whole thing. Well, the little part would be half as much. BY is going to, or XY rather, is going to be 4. BY would be the whole thing, which is 12. So 12 and 4. And on number 3, XZ is the little part of that median that goes down the middle. They tell us it's 3, so the bigger part of that median must be 6, and the whole thing must be 9. On the middle part, they ask us, is this a median, an altitude, or neither? Remember, a median has to start at an angle and go to the midpoint of the opposite side. An altitude, it makes a right angle with the opposite side or an extension of the opposite side. And that's why number 4 is a median. Both 5 and 6 are altitudes. And 7 is neither because it doesn't make a right angle and it doesn't go exactly to the midpoint. I think actually on this, probably the single hardest question is number 10. It asks what the centroid is. And centroid, again, is the point where medians intersect, but there's only one median shown in this picture. The thing that's important about that is that, again, a centroid always divides up the median into two thirds, one third. And in this particular problem, the bigger parts always by the angle, the smaller parts by the side. Here it's going to be U that is the centroid because SU would be twice as long as UV. Orthocenter, even if you didn't really know what that term means, you probably could figure out from all the right angles in this picture that it's going to be the place where altitudes intersect. And on this one, they all intersect at X. So X is going to be the orthocenter. Finally, down at the bottom, it asks us to name various segments. Again, a median goes from an angle to the midpoint of the opposite side. On number 14, they're looking at the big triangle ABC. The only segment that goes from an angle to a midpoint of one of those sides would be CJ. So CJ is the median. An altitude starts at an angle and it's perpendicular to the opposite side. This one's going to be AH. The difference when you get down to number 16 is that they're looking at different triangles. Here it's triangle AHC, so it's like just the left-hand side of the triangle. We still want to find a median, and the median there would be HI or IH. And the other two are also dealing with smaller triangles. On 17, you could either say AH or BH, and on number 18, it could either be HA or HG.